What if I told you that a 2,500-year-old war manual holds the secrets to winning not just battles, but life itself? The art of war isn't just about swords and soldiers. It's a playbook for success in business, relationships, and personal growth. From knowing your enemy to mastering yourself, his strategies teach us how to turn obstacles into opportunities and win without ever fighting. Here are 20 of his greatest quotes. Number 1. Know yourself and know your enemy, and you will win 100 battles without disaster. Meaning, success comes from deep self-awareness and understanding those around you. Whether in business, relationships, or competition, knowing your own strengths and weaknesses allows you to make smart decisions. At the same time, knowing your opponent's tendencies, goals, and vulnerabilities gives you an edge. This principle applies to negotiations, conflict resolution, and career growth. Real-world application. In business, this means researching competitors before launching a product. In relationships, it's about understanding your partner's needs and emotions. In personal growth, it's recognizing your own flaws and improving. For example, a company like Apple studies its competitors and customer behavior to anticipate market trends. A chess player who understands their opponent's strategy can counter it effectively. Whether in a job interview or a sports match, preparation and awareness determine success. 2. Opportunities multiply as they are seized, meaning the more you take action, the more doors open for you. Waiting for the perfect moment often results in lost chances. When you grab one opportunity, it creates momentum, leading to even greater possibilities. Successful people recognize this and act decisively. Real-world application. In careers, saying yes to a small opportunity, like a side project, can lead to major breakthroughs. Entrepreneurs who start with small risks often find larger investors willing to support them. For example, Elon Musk's early investment in PayPal eventually led to funding for Tesla and SpaceX. On a personal level, social opportunities work the same way. Meeting one new person can introduce you to a wider network. The key is to act, even if the first step seems small, because opportunities expand once you take the leap. 3. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting, meaning the best victories are achieved through strategy, not conflict. True power lies in persuasion, diplomacy, and outmaneuvering others without resorting to direct confrontation. This approach prevents unnecessary damage and builds lasting success. Real-world application. In business, companies acquire competitors instead of waging price wars. Disney, for instance, bought Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars instead of competing directly. In personal life, avoiding unnecessary arguments while getting what you want is an art. A great negotiator ensures both sides feel like they've won. Countries too use diplomacy and economic pressure instead of military force when possible. Winning doesn't mean crushing your opponent. It means getting what you want without unnecessary struggle. Number 4. A wise general avoids the battle, meaning not every fight is worth engaging in. Some conflicts drain energy and resources while offering little reward. A true leader or strategist picks their battles wisely, focusing only on those that lead to meaningful victories. Real-world application. In business, refusing to engage in a price war with a competitor can save a company from self-destruction. Instead, they innovate and find new markets. In personal life, avoiding toxic arguments preserves mental health. Imagine a social media fight. Winning an argument online rarely leads to anything beneficial. Instead, stepping back and using logic, patience, and timing ensures success. Even in politics, great leaders avoid unnecessary wars and use diplomacy to maintain power. The key is to stay focused on long-term goals rather than reacting emotionally to every challenge. Number 5. When strong, appear weak. When weak, appear strong. Meaning, perception is a powerful tool. Making others underestimate you gives you the element of surprise, while appearing strong when you're vulnerable prevents enemies from attacking. Controlling how others see you is a strategic advantage. Real-world application. In poker, skilled players bluff to mislead opponents. In business, startups often act low profile to avoid competition before launching aggressively. On the other hand, a struggling company may project confidence to keep investors from pulling out. In personal situations, acting unaffected by an insult prevents the attacker from gaining power over you. Nations use this principle in warfare. Historically, smaller armies have used deception to trick larger forces. The lesson? Control the way you are perceived, and you control the battlefield. Number 6. Move swift as the wind and closely formed as the wood. Attack like fire and be still as the mountain. Meaning, the key to success is adaptability. Knowing when to move fast, when to stand firm, and when to strike hard. Timing and flexibility create unstoppable momentum. Real-world application. In business, a fast-moving startup can disrupt an industry before competitors react. Think of how Uber transformed transportation, while traditional taxis were slow to adapt. In personal growth, knowing when to take risks, such as applying for a dream job, versus when to wait for the right moment, is crucial. Athletes master this principle by knowing when to conserve energy and when to go all in. Success isn't about constant action, but about acting at the right time with precision. 7. Plan for what is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small. Meaning, success comes from preparation. Handling challenges before they grow out of control prevents disaster. The best time to solve a problem is before it happens. Real-world application. Financially, saving money when times are good prevents struggles during hardships. In business, companies that prepare for crises, like Apple stockpiling cash, survive downturns. On a personal level, developing good habits early, such as exercise and learning new skills, prevents bigger struggles later. A great example is Amazon's early investment in cloud computing, which allowed it to dominate the market before competitors caught on. The best leaders and individuals anticipate problems and act before they arise. 8. He who wishes to fight must first count the cost, meaning every battle, whether personal, financial, or strategic, has a price. The wise weigh the risks before engaging. Real-world application. Before quitting a job, moving cities, or launching a business, successful people analyze the risks. For example, businesses calculate potential losses before making major investments. A soldier doesn't go into battle without supplies. Similarly, a person shouldn't make impulsive life choices without preparation. Relationships, too, require this thinking. Before arguing with someone, ask, is this worth it? The lesson? Think ahead. Every action comes at a cost, and the wise prepare for it. Number 9. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. Meaning, the best way to defeat an opponent, whether in business, sports, or life, is to understand their mindset completely. When you think like your competitor, rival, or adversary, You anticipate their moves and gain an advantage. Real-world application. In sports, top athletes study their opponents' game strategies to counter them effectively. In business, companies like Netflix analyze consumer behaviors and competitor weaknesses to stay ahead. Lawyers often put themselves in the opponent's shoes to predict arguments and build stronger cases. Even in personal conflicts, understanding why someone behaves a certain way helps in resolving issues or defending against manipulation. Mastering this principle allows you to control situations by seeing them from every possible perspective. Number 10. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow. Decision to the releasing of a trigger. Meaning, success is a combination of preparation and action. Building momentum is important, but the true key is making decisive moves at the right moment. Real-world application. In business, startups gather data and build resources before launching their product. Apple spends years perfecting its devices before unveiling them in a grand release. In warfare, armies position themselves strategically before attacking. On a personal level, this applies to career growth, studying, networking, and gaining skills before making a bold move like quitting a job or asking for a promotion. The lesson? Prepare thoroughly, but don't hesitate when the time to act arrives. 11. Do not interfere with an enemy that is destroying itself. Meaning, sometimes the best strategy is to do nothing. If a competitor, opponent, or toxic person is self-sabotaging, stepping back and letting them fail is the smartest move. Real-world application. In business, companies that rush into price wars often weaken themselves. Smart competitors avoid the trap and let them collapse. In politics, rival leaders often let their opponents ruin their own credibility rather than attacking them directly. In personal life, if someone is making bad choices and refuses advice, forcing help may backfire. This principle teaches patience and the wisdom of restraint. Some battles win themselves. Number 12. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. Meaning, thoughtful decision-making prevents costly mistakes. Rushed actions, whether in business, war, or personal life, often lead to failure. Real-world application. Investors analyze market trends before buying stocks. Chess masters think several moves ahead. Successful people don't jump into new careers, relationships, or financial commitments without considering long-term consequences. For example, Warren Buffett, one of the world's richest investors, carefully studies companies before investing, ensuring high success rates. This lesson applies to anything. Preparation and deep thinking always lead to better results. Number 13. If quick, I survive. If slow, I am lost. This is death. Meaning, speed and adaptability determine success. If you hesitate in fast-moving situations, you get left behind. Real-world application. In the tech industry, companies like Amazon and Google succeed because they adapt quickly to changing trends. Startups that delay too long before launching often lose to faster competitors. On a personal level, adapting to change, such as learning new skills when industries evolve, ensures survival in the job market. Even in emergency situations, quick thinking can save lives. The world moves fast. Hesitation can mean failure. Number 14. If there is disturbance in the camp, the general's authority is weak, meaning chaos in any organization, whether a company, team, or family, often reflects weak leadership. Strong leaders create order and structure. Real-world application. In companies, poor leadership leads to internal conflicts, employee dissatisfaction, and reduced productivity. Amazon and Tesla's success can be attributed to strong, decisive leadership. On a smaller scale, a teacher losing control of a classroom or a parent failing to establish rules results in disorder. Leaders must communicate clearly, enforce rules fairly, and inspire confidence to maintain stability. 15. Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. Meaning, great leaders inspire loyalty not through fear, but through respect and care. Real-world application. In business, companies like Google and Netflix retain top talent by treating employees well, offering them freedom, respect, and good working conditions. In sports, coaches who build trust get the best performance from their teams. On a personal level, this applies to friendships and families. When people feel valued, they remain loyal. Strong relationships are built on genuine care and respect, not control. 16. Appear at points which the enemy must hasten to defend. March swiftly to places where you are not expected. Meaning, surprise and unpredictability are key to gaining an advantage. If your opponent is always reacting to you, you control the game. Real-world application. In business, companies like Apple surprise competitors with unexpected innovations, forcing them to react. In military strategy, surprise attacks often determine victory. On a personal level, being unpredictable keeps rivals off balance, whether in sports, debates, or negotiations. Never be predictable. Control the battlefield by forcing others to adjust to you. 17. Do not press a desperate enemy too hard, meaning cornering someone completely may make them act irrationally, leading to unnecessary destruction. Sometimes it's better to leave a way out. Real-world application. In business, bankrupting a competitor may cause unexpected consequences, such as industry collapse or loss of jobs. In negotiations, leaving room for compromise prevents extreme resistance. Even in personal conflicts, giving someone dignity and an exit option often leads to better outcomes. Kindness and strategy can coexist. Forcing people into a corner can create enemies for life. Number 18. He who is destined to defeat first fights and afterward looks for victory. Meaning, if you rush into a battle without a clear plan, you are already on the path to failure. Success requires strategy before action. Real-world application. Businesses that launch without market research often fail. Athletes who compete without proper training rarely win. Students who don't study in advance struggle during exams. This quote reminds us that success is not about working hard. It's about working smart first. Number 19. The wise warrior avoids unnecessary risks, but never misses an opportunity. Meaning, a great strategist knows when to take risks and when to stay cautious. Recklessness leads to failure, but so does excessive hesitation. Real-world application. Smart investors don't gamble everything, but they don't avoid risk entirely. They take calculated risks. In personal life, waiting too long to confess feelings or apply for a dream job can result in missed opportunities. The lesson? Risk is necessary, but it must be measured. Number 20. Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. Meaning, success requires sacrifice. If you want to achieve greatness, you must be willing to put in the effort, endure challenges, and stay committed. Real-world application. Athletes train for years before competing in the Olympics. Entrepreneurs sacrifice comfort to build their businesses. Artists, musicians, and inventors work tirelessly before achieving recognition. Nothing great comes easily. Those who persist are the ones who succeed. Conclusion. Sun Tzu's wisdom isn't just for the battlefield. It's a timeless strategy for success in business, relationships, and life itself. If you found this insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful lessons on strategy and success. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video.